Hello, my name is Bobby and I'm Wacky. Welcome back to another Wacky Facts Wednesday. Another combined week this week is another double feature between weeks 71 and 72. 71 being last week, which was the 4th of July, and I was spending the whole day out with family, celebrating at the pool, watch fireworks, you name it, but we just weren't home at all that day, so didn't really have time to make a video about it. But now we can combine them. So week 71 is top 5 things I love about America because it was 4th of July themed. So we'll hop right into that, and then after that's where I'll tell you what week 72, which is this week's topic, will be. So let's go. Number 1 is the American dream. I just feel like, I don't know, to me it's always been so cool. Like, you can literally do anything you want. You can be a self-made billionaire in this country. It's crazy, and you really can do anything. You know, you can, it doesn't matter who your parents were. It's just, you can create a business like Amazon or eBay or Facebook and become self-made tycoon. And so the American dream, that is number 1. Number 2 is the fast food restaurants we have here. I just love fast food restaurants. Like, you can't drive a mile down the road without seeing 6 McDonald's, 4 Burger Kings, you know, a couple Wendy's here and there, you know. So I love fast food, and I get it all the time, because especially over the past few months, because baseball, and we just haven't had time to cook up a full dinner, so we get a lot of fast food. So it's especially around this time of year, I'm used to fast food, but I love fast food, and there's something about it. There's something about eating huge Big Mac with a large soda and large fry from McDonald's. There's something about it that just makes me feel so American, more American than anything else. I don't know. But that's number 2. Number 3 is the land diversity here. I mean, there's, you know, God bless America. Listen to it. You can, the lyrics say it all. There's, I mean, you go from the eastern side all the way over to the Pacific, and then you've got, obviously, Hawaii and Alaska, all completely different regions. You know, you got a desert there, you got the Grand Canyon, beautiful, you've got Niagara Falls up north, you've got the Rocky Mountains, you got the Appalachian Mountains, you got the Great Plains, you know, there's so much different landforms and natural, what's the word for it? I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say. So number 3 is land diversity. Number 4 is the origins of the country, sort of where we're from, what we've been through, how we became independent, how we're based on freedom and liberty and justice. You know, it's just makes me feel patriotic. There's really nothing more other than saying that, but it's, yeah, number 4 is the origins of the country. And yeah, that may be a little biased because I live in Philadelphia, which is sort of the birthplace of the Revolution, so I'm a little biased there, but Philly's an awesome place. Without Philadelphia, America wouldn't exist. Try and prove me wrong. Go ahead, I dare you. And number 5 is the high level of sports teams that we have here. I mean, we literally have the MLB, the NBA, NHL, and the NFL. 4 of the best, of the 4 leagues which they're the best of the best in their sport. Do we just forget about soccer for a second, because we'll just push that off to the side here. But every other sport, for the most part, pretty darn good at, and we have the best of the best to do it here. So that's, I don't know, I like our sports. I'm a sports guy though, so you know. I'm trying to do this. I never realized how hard it was. I've been trying to do this video without taking any cuts, because I feel like I rely too much on edits, on editing parts out, and I want to stop doing that because, you know, make it more natural, make it more organic. So I've been trying to, so that's why I'm at like a loss for words at some point, because usually I just wait, think about what I was going to say, and then say it, but now I'm just kind of saying it all at once. I think I've taken like 2 or 3 jump cuts, possibly, through this video that I've had to pause for a couple seconds to think about what I was going to say. So, I'm working on it, but, that was week 71. We did that pretty quick, and I think it's because of none of the jump cuts that I did. So anyway, week 72, this week, suggested by Dina Lewis, and she suggested top 5 best video game sequels. This is a very interesting one. Good job on you for thinking of it. And I know you suggested it a couple weeks ago, but 4th of July, I had to keep it 4th of July theme. So, we're using yours now. I hope you're not too upset that we pushed it off, but here we go. Top 5 favorite video game sequels. Number 1, this should go as no surprise, Skylanders Giants. And I know, and I always say this, I've brought it up before, Trap Team is my favorite Skylanders game, but Giants is my favorite sequel. And no one seems to get it. It makes sense to me somewhat. It even sounds a little hazy to me. Like, Trap Team is my favorite game, but it's not my favorite sequel of a Skylanders game. Giants is my favorite sequel to a Skylanders game, basically because I wasn't that into Spyro's Adventure, and then I got even more into it towards, actually almost towards where Swap Force was coming out. So Giants was like my first Skylanders experience, my first getting the starter pack at the store, getting a ton of the figures at the store, because as previously, I got the starter pack for Christmas. I got a lot of my figures for birthdays or for Christmas or for holidays. I didn't really do Skylanders hunting until Giants, where I got the starter pack at the store. So it was really my kind of like my first experience. And I remember the night that I brought it back from Toys R Us. I got Toys R Us because it was on sale because Swap Force was coming out. I got it, I set it up, and I got it all ready, and I was like so ready to play. I was so ready to play, I set it up, and I loaded up the screen that said Skylanders Giants, and I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome, and apparently there's a 3rd game coming out too. This is even crazier. So, that's kind of why it's more the experience than the actual gameplay itself. So that's why Giants is my favorite Skylanders sequel, and also number 1 on top 5 favorite video game sequels. Number 2, I've talked about this before as well, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I was a really big fan of Super Mario Galaxy when it back came out for the Wii. God, like 9 years ago at this point. That's so crazy, but I was a really big fan of it. I loved that game, so I played it, and then finally I got the second one not too long after I beat the first one. So, in my opinion, the second one is better than the first one. So that's why Super Mario Galaxy 2 is one of my favorite video games of all time, believe it or not. So that's kind of why it's got to be one of my favorite video game sequels, because it's one of my favorite video games, period, you know? So Super Mario Galaxy 2 is number 2. Number 3 is God of War, this 2018 God of War. I don't know which number it is in the series. I didn't really play many of the other games. I did play some of them a little bit back in the day, but there was only so much that I could play because it was rated. What even is a rated? I think it's rated T, and so I couldn't really play it that much. But this game is so good, graphics-wise, story-wise. It's just so good. I know I stopped streaming it just because I've kind of been playing it for myself, and not many people watched the first few streams, so I just kind of stopped. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it so much, and I'm still not done. I play it like once a week for probably like Well, not once a week, but I split it up. I probably do about 2 hours worth of gameplay a week, and I'm almost done, I think. I don't know. I'm not going to say, like, where I am at the game for spoiler reasons, but so far it's a great game. So, number 3 is God of War, the 2018 God of War. Number 4, we're going into the Call of Duty franchise. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is my favorite sequel from any of the Call of Duty games, and just because Black Ops 2 is probably my favorite Call of Duty game. It's close between a few, but Black Ops 2 kind of stands out as like my favorite Call of Duty game. And yeah, so it was a sequel to Black Ops 1, which I like Black Ops 1, and then Black Ops 2 is just even better, and nothing's come even close to it. Maybe Black Ops 4 will, you never know, but Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty sequel, and fourth favorite. Well, I don't know if it's fourth favorite, because these don't go in order, but one of my top 5 favorite video game sequels of all time. Speaking of video game sequels, because that's what this video is about, number 5, the last and final favorite video game sequel of all time, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. Who saw that coming? What? Ripto's Rage was so fun to play. I huge fan of the first Spyro game. Obviously, I wasn't alive when it came out, but when I was able to start playing it, I like grinded out all of the things, and so when I finished the first Spyro game, I was like, oh, God, man, it's over. And then I found out there's actually a lot more. So Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage kind of like brought the hype back, and so that's my favorite Spyro sequel. I know it's not the best game out of the series. Same thing with Skylanders. It's not my favorite game out of the series, but it's my favorite sequel out of the series. So I have a weird list, I know, but that's my list. That's my list. Thank you, Dean Lewis, for suggesting. Thank you, everyone, for waiting an extra week, because I was doing family things for 4th of July last week. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you have already, we super duper very much appreciated. Other than that, be sure to leave a suggestion for next week's topic down below, and I will probably pick it. Top 5, random, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. You come up with it, you leave it down below, and I will use it next week. I promise. Adios. I'm doing that on purpose now. I'm doing that on purpose because P. Diddy hates it when I say it, so I'm going to keep saying it. I just wanted to add this in at the end here. It has nothing to do with Wacky Fact Wednesday or anything. Just let you know that tomorrow, Fortnite Season 4 comes out, so I will be grinding the living heck out of it. I will be getting up super early, streaming it through a majority of the day, almost the entire day, and I swear, like, the entire day. I will be taking breaks in between. I do have a dentist appointment actually, like, midway through the day, around lunchtime, my time, so I'll keep the stream going, though. I'll keep the stream going. It'll just be still paused for quite a while, but I will be playing Season 5 all day tomorrow at twitch.tv/ShadowDragonStreams, twitch.tv/ShadowDragonStreams. Go check it out. Adios.